Hello all you research enthusiasts, welcome back to the channel. We hope you enjoyed our last video on outbreak investigation. Today we'll discuss how an epidemiologist solved a diarrheal outbreak in Assam. The outbreak began on the 30th of January 2023, when health authorities received reports of 26 people suffering from acute diarrheal disease, along with one death in a quiet village in the Dibrugarh district of Assam. Within a short time, the number of patients continued to increase, raising concerns that this was more than just a few isolated cases. The public health team now had one important question: what is causing this outbreak? An outbreak investigation team was deployed. Their objectives were clear: confirm whether an outbreak had occurred, identify the source, stop further transmission. Instead of relying only on hospital records, investigators conducted a door-to-door survey throughout the village. Every household was visited. Every suspected patient was interviewed. The investigation began by defining the case definition. A case definition is a standardized set of criteria used to identify and classify cases in an outbreak. For instance, a case definition of acute diarrheal disease includes 3 or more episodes of loose or watery stools in the past 24 hours. After obtaining the line list of every case and post-verification with the case definition, the outbreak was described using person, place and time. Plotting graphs such as spot maps and epidemic curves help epidemiologists help better understand the pattern of an outbreak. Moreover, epidemiologists also calculated their attack rate. An attack rate is the proportion of a defined population that develops a disease among those at risk during a specific outbreak or exposure period. Think of it as answering one simple question: out of everyone who could have been exposed, how many actually developed the disease? Another measure studied in this paper is the case fatality rate, or CFR. Unlike the attack rate, which gives us the number of people ill, CFR gives a percentage of how severe the disease is by measuring the proportion of diagnosed patients who die from it. In other words, attack rate measures spread, while case fatality rate measures severity. Together, these two indicators help public health officials understand the overall impact of an outbreak. The most crucial decisions in outbreak investigations involve study design. For quick answers, researchers often choose a case control study, comparing sick individuals' cases with healthy ones' controls. This backward-looking approach helps identify the exposure most strongly linked to the illness. When an outbreak occurs, time is critical. Instead of following people over time, a case control study starts by comparing those who became sick with those who stayed healthy. By examining their past exposures, investigators can quickly pinpoint the most likely source of the outbreak and implement effective control measures. A cross-sectional study wasn't suitable because it measures exposure and disease at the same time, making it difficult to establish whether the exposure occurred before the illness. A cohort study would have required identifying and following the entire exposed population, which is often impractical during an outbreak. Instead, a case control study allowed us to quickly compare sick individuals with healthy controls and identify the exposure most strongly associated with the disease. After comparing these two groups, how do we assess the strength of their association? This is where the odds ratio becomes relevant. An odds ratio is a measure that compares the possibility of an event occurring in one group to another. In simpler terms, how strong is the association between an exposure and the disease? Through this, the investigators identified 2 major risk factors. 1. The people who ate prasadam served during a school religious event had more than 6 times higher odds of becoming ill. And 2nd, the individuals who did not wash their hands after defecation had over 8 times higher odds of developing the disease. These findings strongly suggested that contaminated food and inadequate hygiene played a major role in the outbreak. To further confirm the outbreak, water and stool samples were collected from infected individuals. Testing found Shigella flexneri in one stool sample, and E. coli contamination in water from household tube wells, indicating unsafe drinking water. Putting all this together, epidemiological plus laboratory plus environmental evidence all suggested the most likely source to be the food served at the school event, amplified by the contaminated water and poor hygiene measures. Let's look at the key findings of the outbreak investigation. During the study period, a total of 55 confirmed cases were identified, with only one reported death. This gives a case fatality rate, or CFR, of 1.8%, indicating that the disease caused death in a small proportion of confirmed cases. The overall attack rate was 5.6%, meaning that about 1 in every 18 people in the population at risk became infected during the outbreak. Together, these measures help us understand both the spread and the severity of the disease. Once the source was identified, immediate control measures were implemented. The response team promoted hand washing with soap, ensured access to safe drinking water, improved chlorination and water quality, educated the community about food hygiene and sanitation, and closely monitored the village. These timely interventions successfully brought the outbreak under control. This investigation reminds us that preventing outbreaks doesn't always require advanced technology. Simple interventions such as safe food preparation, clean drinking water, proper sanitation, and regular hand washing remain among the most effective public health measures. Sometimes, the simplest actions save the most lives. Do check out this video for one more such case story. To sum up, epidemiological evidence alone isn't enough. Laboratory confirmation strengthens the investigation. Simple interventions, but great learnings. Whoop! Until next time, keep learning, keep questioning, and keep decoding research with me.